What's up, guys? It's your boy Diplo. Oh shit. Hold on, readjusting the mic position. Welcome back. Today we're doing my honest Gears of War review. Be 100% honest about the game from somebody who I personally believe I'm the target audience of this game, right? New players, maybe we played Halo back in the day, COD back in the day, but we never touched Gears. You know what I mean? New players to the Gears franchise. I feel like I'm probably the demographic they're looking for, right? Most likely. Well, let me go ahead and add add footage here so you guys can actually hear the clip being played. Add that media player. Here we go. Make sure here. Let's check OBS. Make sure you guys are getting footage. You guys can hear. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm new to the franchise. It's my first Gears of War game I've ever played. I must say, so far, the multiplayer, I'd give it like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. There's some problems that hold it back from being like 10 out of 10. Again, I'm new to the franchise, but like as a new player saying that we're so back, like this is Gears of War is not exactly accurate. It's not as bad as like if you're a Halo fan right now, we could only dream we were in this spot. Okay? Like it's not nearly as bad as 4 through campaign evolve where we're at now with Halo. It's not nearly as bad. This is much more in the direction of the older games in terms of feeling. You know, they do want to bring in more people, so roadie running is really just a sprint now. But I don't know, like it's still very like COD fans aren't people who really love COD like so much that they're still playing that dog shit today. People who really love that shit aren't gonna come play this. They're just not. But people who were maybe younger, less conscious when they played Gears the first time, when they were younger, when they were kids, and then they fell off, went to a different franchise or whatever. People who would have an interest in this type of thing, the third person gameplay, people who don't mind it, will probably like it. It'll find its audience. The only concern I have is long term with competitive viable esports, because for games like Gears, it's undeniable. Like you need the esport for the game to live on long term. You really do. Unless we want to change Gears into a franchise where it's getting content drops every month, which I don't believe that model is successful. It's just not possible for every franchise. It just isn't. You'll bloat the game to the point where you can't ever release another one. Not without it making any type of sense and costing a lot of fucking money. So the esports got to be the thing that keeps this game going long term. Has to be. And right now, from what I've seen, again, I'm new to the franchise, so I had to do a lot of research. From what I've seen, from what the sweats and the pros are saying, I'm not sure it will have that long term. There's a couple of problems like the Lancer being fucking crazy, which it is pretty good. Um, the shotgun having some consistency issues, and I think that's partly with the new projectile system and in particular the up A animation. The rest of the A and wall bouncing is not as smooth as it was in Gears 3, where I never played Gears 3, but from what I've watched, it seems like it's easier to control where and how you wall bounce. Like say if you want to pong between two walls, pushing up a side flank. If you want to do it a certain way, it seems like it's easier to do that once you've understood how the wall bouncing works than it is in this game. It seems like this game it's very difficult to control how you wall bounce about the map, and you can really more kind of just do it about the map, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain. Like there'll be a lot of times in this footage where I fucking go to wall bounce, and I get myself killed because in my mind I'm thinking about hitting a different maneuver than I actually did on the controller. And that may just be like, a skill thing. Like once I get better at it, I may be able to do that. But I'm not sure that it seems like pushing forward, pushing towards somebody, is the most like violent one. That makes sense. Like you'll be doing maybe a horizontal wall bounce because you want to juke some shots close range, and then you go to close the gap. If you do it at the wrong time, you will hug the wall you don't want to hug and get yourself killed because that shit happens quick. You're in front of them instantly. You're on top of them quick. That shit puts you in gib rage immediately. It's quick as fuck. One up A at the right time, and it's either you kill him or he kills you. Especially if you guys are both decent enough to know what's going on. Like he's gonna pull that trigger immediately, or not, and you pull yours immediately. It's one of the two, but you got to be ready for it. It's a little weird in that regard. So I think there's some things there to iron out to make it last long term. The Lancer's just way too fucking ridiculous, and then some of the power weapons are just they just won't work in a competitive setting. They just piss everybody off. Like the Trigun is fucking retarded. I don't know what they're thinking having that thing in rank, but it is incredibly annoying to deal with. Super annoying to deal with. You play like a complete moron into that thing and kill the whole fucking team. As long as it gets spun up and you eat the first 2 shotgun shots, which isn't as hard as you might think to do, you kill whoever's in front of you. Whoever dares step in front of that thing, completely flip a fight. It's super hard to deal with. The acid shotgun, also very fucking annoying. Very, very fucking annoying. This map in particular, Market has a lot of power weapons. You got grenades, concussion grenades, or stims, one of the two. I can't remember. You have 2 different grenades, 2 different power weapons. Grenade launcher, 3 different power weapons. Grenade launcher, Mark 1 or Mark 5, whatever fucking Lancer, Mark 1 Lancer, whatever, the Rev 1 Lancer. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. The good Lancer that hurts like a motherfucker with a bayonet. That thing, grenade launcher, and the acid shotgun, plus grenades, plus frag grenades. Those are 3 outright lethal power weapons. 4 outright lethal power weapons on the map right there. Plus the secondary grenade. So that's a lot. And it's pretty fucking annoying. As you can see, I'm level 21 by this point in the beta, and I'm already fucking Mr. Grab the Power. I don't care if I get no kills with it. I just don't want the enemy to have it. I'll go fucking shoot it off the map if I have to. I just don't want to get killed by it. It's obnoxious. So there's that. That might hurt the tournament long viability of esports, how much people want to engage with the tournament scene and whatnot. I personally would like to. I feel like I still have a little bit of juice left in the tank. I personally would like to get into some amateur sub pro play, start really meeting some people and playing and see how good I can really be at any one of these given games. Because I've been good at quite a few games in my time. I've never given any of them like pro level consideration in terms of thought, like actually trying. This would be one that I wouldn't mind trying to do that for. I just have to see long term when it hits, what are we going to do for the balancing changes for the things that are annoying in the game? And like, is it going to be enough? Are the veterans still going to, not like the fact that it's not roadie run anymore? And I get that. It's not for people out there, bitching and talking about these people, they just got to fucking get over it. Gears is all, sunshine and rainbows. The game's great. There's no flaws. You're wrong. Absolutely delusional. You're going to wind up being a part of the problem. So go ahead and stop that shit right there. No, it does matter. These little things do matter. I've shown up to franchises late. I've been a part of franchises from the beginning. Okay, I've seen this happen before. These little things, especially when we start talking about trying to bring in more players, when they do shit like this, they sacrifice things, and the things they sacrifice matter. They do matter. Because you could wind up getting rid of the thing you tried to bring people into. And then the whole thing is just ironic in the worst way for no reason. So it does matter. It does matter. These little things people talk about, the roadie running, in particular, that up A being a little much, which I have to agree with. That shit, again, you will be on top. It'll put you in gib range immediately. Immediately. Shit's crazy. Immediately. Like, you'll go from pop shot range to gib range immediately. And if he shoots you at the wrong time, he's cooked. That's why a lot of motherfuckers hold their shot, and it's really awkward when you get in the lobby with people who kind of know what they're doing. A lot of shot holding. It's really, really weird. And then you'll go to shoot each other, and you'll get that very gracious trade period. And I'd like to avoid forcing that encounter as much as possible because it'll highlight people are gonna get irritated with that trade shit, especially once they get better at the game. They're gonna get irritated with that trade shit. It's not gonna piss off casuals, but the better you get at the game, the more you know about the game, the more it'll irritate you. That's what I don't want the game. The more you know, the more it starts to irritate you. The more you start to feel like you're getting bullshitted and cheapened out. I don't want that feeling because COD went down that road and it didn't last very long. And I've been with that one since the beginning. It's painful to watch. You're like, ow. He blew all 6 shots. That's a good example of the shotgun inconsistency I'm talking about. He blew all 6 shots. Look at the cog on my screen, bro. That shit is full, my nigga. He blew all 6 shots. Didn't get the down. That's kind of crazy. And see, those are one of those instances where I'm not familiar with the movement system. So I'm thinking to myself, wall bounce here, and then bounce, and then shotgun, right? I'll bounce here, cancel, and bounce here. He'll shoot. Hopefully he'll miss in this door. I can use this doorway to ping pong him and make him miss. Because if I go hug this, you can just go around the other side or get my back. I've hugged that spot before. It's not very fun to fight on. It's hard. And then people can run up behind you from inside market, and it's not a good spot. You don't want to stay there long. So I'm thinking bounce, push, and then I'm going to go wrap around the left side and keep pushing their team, right? Here's what actually happens. I bounce, I cancel, I go to back bounce. Nothing happens. My teammate takes this spot. He moves. Oh, fuck. My bad, bro. I'm still trying to hit the back bounce. Look at my face. I'm realizing, fuck, the movement didn't work the way I wanted it to. That do a level 3 bot walking. That's going to piss somebody off. Shit like that. So we can figure out how to smoothen that out. Consistency, I feel like, is the name of the game. Or maybe I just fucking suck. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I feel like that's a bit of an annoyance, an issue there.
Fuck this fire!
Let's just... one more time, let's just watch it back, alright? Oh my fuck. What was that? This is the type of shit I'm talking about where it's like, it's so instantaneous, it's fucking hilarious. And as you can see, we got center screen shooting, but I'm not so sure about where they consider the center of the screen to be. Is it here? Or is it over here? More near, like, the gun. Because it's not barrel, though it looks like it. It is center screen. Because watch, there's your pellets. What is this, wanted? Nah. They came out center screen. They just didn't look that way. So that's something I really don't like. That's another thing I forgot to mention that I really do not like. I do not like the whole center screen versus barrel shooting thing. Because I don't like the whole... the visual manipulation of seeing your pellets come out of one place. Like, good players are going to see that, adjust to that, and that's not the information they need. It's false information. It's not actually where their pellets are coming from. So it's weird. It's very weird. I don't know if they did that for the sake of consistency, but that's one of those things that, okay, we're doing it for the sake of consistency to help bring more players in because consistency is a big thing for that. but it ironically causes less consistent gameplay because now my shells look like they're coming from the spot they're not actually coming from because that's what's going on. Those shells did not come out of my shotgun like they have and apparently like they have in previous years. Again, first Gears of War game, so I'm going off of what I'm being told from people who have played before and comparing that to what I'm experiencing now. Now, I do have the experience that's not completely irrelevant of this happening in other franchises that is relevant. So, it's kind of a tomato thing. But I am able to assess that there's something going on with movement there that I'm not sure if I like. That was fucking crazy. That was crazy. Like, I know you could wall bounce in the old days, backing off this side, but I don't know if you could, like, you know what I mean? Like, go through or pass cover that quickly. Like, it's almost like I just went through the cover. Now, that's a weird way of explaining it, but that's kind of the way I feel about it. In particular, that's what I'm talking about with the up A, the one that moves you forward and up. Depending on where you're looking, it does some weird shit sometimes. Like, I was just trying to bounce back off this and make him miss. Why the fuck did I go all the way over there? Passing the other corner he thought I'd play off of, and his cover, putting my shotgun in his earlobe. I wish I knew how to do that every time, I'll tell you that much. Jesus Christ. And then I fire, and the shit is not where I fire from. You see, these are kind of little things that might hurt tournament viability. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. But it's also easily within an updated way to fix a lot of this stuff and get a better balance on it. And it's just, we have to have the discussion. I'm worried not enough people will have the discussion. They never seem to about the things that need to be discussed, but we need to have the discussion about shit like this. I'm a new player, so I don't have, the same amount of sway and shit. I need like Icy and all those guys to come to have a discussion more deeply and thoroughly about this. One that we know gets enough eyeballs on it, has enough right people in that discussion that the coalition's not missing that conversation. Because we do need to have now's the time, COD and the Halo, Battlefield, all the things that kept you guys a niche franchise for the most part, which was the super stiff competition you arose in, is gone. All that shit is gone for the most part, okay? It's gone. And GTA 6, the way it's looking, is being written by a bunch of women, okay? So there's air of mysticism around their drop. Their golden goose ain't secure. Fight. Okay, fight. Make a good game. Fight. Now's the time to fight. If any game devs hear this, anybody in the bigger industries hear that, now's the time to fight for your franchise, okay? Now's the time to, if you've never in your life had integrity about some shit before or not wanted to fight that fight before, now's the time. Now's the time. You're not going to get a better time than now. Everybody who's big players for the most part is down and out. Do you guys think something like the finals would ever had gravitas back in the day? No, not really. It would have been in there with like MAG and franchises like that, background franchise. But now the finals is so big that Arc Raiders became a thing. It's the only reason Arc Raiders became a thing. And a lot of companies want to chase their extraction shooters. So you say, oh my God, the numbers they did. That's the only reason they became a thing, is because they did the finals. And it looks like they didn't fight all that hard for Arc Raiders' long-term success either. But that's a different story for another day. I'm one of the niggas that I was a PvE mode guy. I was wow, if the game can't handle a third game mode, maybe it's not that good of a game guy. And look at where we're at now. That's a different conversation, though. I digress. This shit, we need to fight now, bro. We need to fight now. We need to have the right conversation. This is shit that it is a problem. And we can leave it this way. And the game will do all right. And, maybe the multiplayer scene will do okay for a year or so. But eventually people are going to get tired of the inconsistencies and the weird shit that could have easily been changed. So I feel like we gotta fight and get the little details right so we have a good ground to launch from. So we can have, an esport, big community, longevity for the game. Only way this game gets 2 to 3 years of support and community viability and long-term buys and people getting interested is esport. That's the only way for a lot of these. You think Siege would still be a thing if they had no esport? The game is terrible. We've been memeing it for like a decade now. The only reason it's still around is because of esport. This shit generates too much money. People still making careers being Siege players, bro. That's the only reason. Nobody else seems to understand that in the gaming space, so they're just content with letting their game be dog shit, or at least not good enough to house an esport. The teams just won't invest because the interest just isn't there at the high level. I've seen games have casual interest and go nowhere esports viability wise because they just don't have the interest at a high level. The better you get at the game, the less it respects you. They just don't have the interest. I don't want. Way this nigga has no room to talk, or you could take it the way of like even somebody who's a complete casual of their franchise, who this game was targeted for, who's new to this shit, can't agree with some of the points that the veteran guys seem to be making. Because there's just some things that are objectively true. You need to have the multiplayer go the rounds for years in order for the game to really live long term. And we need this game to live long term. We do. We need another Gears, another, Call of Duty era, Halo era, another one of these games from that era to go long term again. We do. Like, the industry needs it really bad. Okay? We really do. This game could do that. There's just a couple of small things that need tweaking. Like, why is the Lancer so fucking good? We don't need the Lancer to be that fucking good. We don't. Not that fucking good. It's fucking crazy. Don't need that. Really don't. Because the better people get, and the more closer they get to the skill level of the previous Gears players, they're going to realize that the previous Gears players are right in complaining about that shit. Because the more competent the player base gets, the more pressure, the more exploitative that will make the Lancer. It'll break the game more and more and more. Put more and more and more and more pressure on, and then the devs got to go back and nerf it and drag it back down. And then they feel like, well, why didn't we're just doing the same shit. Now it's going back past the same point we took it past when the game launched. And we have to bring the damage way back down. It might wind up being worse. Might wind up being the worst Lancer in Gears history by the end of the game. You see what I'm saying? The more competent people get, the more this becomes a problem. The more competent people get and realizing the Gnasher's one of the best guns in the game. It's always been that way. You move in close, secure the kill. It's always been that way. You get good at that, you're a monster. It's always been that way. Okay? The more people get irritated by that 6 shell count, the more people get irritated about the inconsistencies with the give range, like I was talking about. The more people get frustrated about the center screen shooting and the fact that they're not really seeing what they think they're seeing. The more people get irritated by these little things. And it'll cause discussion, argument, and debate that doesn't really need to be. We should have just fixed these problems from the jump, right after beta, addressed and at least talked about these issues, been aware of them. So we had a plan later down the road. Instead of what I'm fearing is that they're going to think, for the most part, we hit it out of the park. It's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, no, there's things here that could easily be fixed and leave us with a game that's tournament ready. And we could have these sweats going day one, community explosion day one. That's the easiest way to blow it up. Is we get, new pro teams, new players on the scene, all types of shit. But right now, I'm not sure. There's a couple of things, in my opinion, after playing games for 25 years, competitive and non-competitive, there's a couple of things that hold this one back that are just too frustrating that hold this one back.
Oh my god.
Like that. It's great. It's great, especially.
This is my first Gears of War game I've ever.
Oh my shit. I don't know how that guy didn't kill me. I feel like one of us shouldn't have traded there.
Oh my god.
feel like that trait when
It's my first Gears of War game I've ever played in my life. They might need to nerf the up A animation.
But when I realized this shit is kind of ridiculous. Because how you can tell I'm not really doing it the way I want to be doing it. I'm starting to see what I want to do and sometimes pulling it off. Like that guy that somehow didn't kill me when I bounced his shot there. I'm sometimes pulling it off, but I'm starting to realize that, like, oh my fucking God. You could really just disappear around the corner. Like, now I think about it, I could have up A'd on that magazine rack and disappeared around the fucking pool tables in the middle here, around the backside, and just let teammate clean them all up.
The up A animation is just ridiculous.
But I can't do it any other direction. It's gotta be forward. So you kind of think about the map like a river and how you can flow through. You don't really ever try to think defensively, because if you sit in one spot in this game, that's another thing. If you try to play hard defense in this game, sit in one spot, you will die. You will die. Eventually, you will die. It doesn't matter if it's a god spot. I've seen it time and time again. Pushing in this game is certainly better than defense. You will die. If you know how to do it, pushing in this game is everything. It's a very offensive-minded game, which is another thing I picked up from the sweats with the comparison of like Gears 5 to 3 is 5 was super offensive, which people tend to talk not the best about at times. And I can see why. And 3 was you could be defensive, just be a nightmare to push on cover. You can't really do that in this game. If you're playing on cover in this game, here's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to up A you, and then I'm going to back A and cancel. What you're most likely going to do, because you don't want to let me just have the cover, because you can just up A over cover and shoot down on somebody and kill them now. What you don't want me to do is have your cover wall. So you'll get up to peek, and I'll back A out of gib range. You will shoot. When you shoot, I'll up A you again, putting me in gib range, still putting you on about half a second cooldown on your next shot. And then I'll shoot you and kill you. I've done it many times. As soon as I figured out how to push people on cover like that, covers like, it's like a trap. I've done it many times. There's almost like 8 times out of 10, you're beating somebody on cover if you do what I just said. It's very easy to push somebody on cover in this game. Very easy, no matter like how good they are. It's always more comfortable for you as the aggressor, in my opinion. From my short time playing, I think 20, 30 hours playing or so, maybe 40, maybe 40. I played quite a bit. I don't think I reached max level, but I played quite a bit. It seems much easier to just push somebody on cover than it does to be on that cover and try to keep them off of it, in my opinion. That right there, that's what I was trying to do earlier, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. That, because good luck shooting me. Wow.
So boost you get on that shit.
Those are one of the instances I was talking about where you can't get yourself killed. Like, once you figure out you can do this shit, you start wanting to spam it to get better at it, to really figure out how it works, and then you can easily get yourself killed trying to mix it into your combat. Like right here. I just got myself killed big time. I wanted the back wall bounce off that. I'm still trying to get good at pushing offside camera corners. Like when your camera's on the weak side of you, when you got to push a left-handed corner and your camera's on your right shoulder.
So boost you get on that
shit. As of right now, though, like, honest review aside, if you want to know now whether or not to get the game, I have my freak out video. I can't in good conscience in this economy recommend a game at $70. I just can't. I can't. I'm never going to lie to you guys. I'm poor with you. Trust me. I can't recommend a game at $70. Does that mean I'm not going to buy it? Probably not. I'm broke and desperate and I make content. I'm probably going to have to buy it. But, I mean, at the same time, I really wish it didn't cost me $70. It's just like, I just can't lie to you guys. $70 in this economy is fucking insane. I haven't seen gaming as a hobby produce something good enough to justify a $10 uptick since the last good games were $60, if that makes sense. So to me, there hasn't been a game that's come out worth $70 yet. Crimson Desert's close recently, in recent memory. Crimson Desert's close, but in this economy, again, $60 game max. I don't care what the shareholders say, they can eat my ass. They're a lot better off than any of us. This economy is not good for your consumer. You want to keep making money, drop the price to something reasonable. $70 for any of these games is not reasonable. I definitely cannot, in good conscience, recommend the $100 edition of any of these games. Yeah, do not buy that shit. Because if they drop an update and this game drops, and I'll be getting it. If this game drops and it's shit and the campaign's good and or it's shit, it's all shit, okay, and it flops, your premium edition will not go the distance. If you think they're gonna make sure that you get your fucking money's worth out of your $100, you're gonna be left there with your hands up, and they're gonna tell you, "I guess you bought the premium for nothing." We've seen it before, so I can't, in good conscience, recommend the $100 edition of any of these games. I can say that personally, I have hope for the game. I'm not holding my breath because I've been fucked before, but there's no reason we can't have a banger here. There's things that need to be changed, but there's no reason they can't just do it and we can have a banger here. Outside of laziness or incompetency, there's no reason we can't have a banger here. Now, this game is being made under the control of Microsoft Game Studios. You could say, by extension, it's a layer removed, doesn't matter. We all heard what Steve Downs said, talking about we couldn't get the fucking Microsoft out of Bungie. We know. So, don't hold your breath. But I'll be on it. And if you guys are on it, can't wait to see you out there. But I can't, in good faith, recommend it to anybody at $70. Buy it on sale. Buy it on sale. If you can hold out, buy it on sale. If you can't, I'll be glad to see you out there. I really will. And I hope we all have a blast. It's another thing, I would like more horizontal movement. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving in molasses when I'm just trying to strafe somebody. Like, neither of us really had anything to do with the wall bounce off of there. I guess I could have bounced that. Could have bounced that, I guess.
I don't know if you're going to get a lot of wins from me, man. So, here's my first year of working on it. Take out that tank! I'm going to be honest, I think the ranking in this game is a little broken.
Now, I got placed in Onyx for my first year's war game ever in the franchise, so that's what kind of made me, I'm good at video games, and once I understand the rules, it's like chess. Each one's a different game of chess with its own rules. Once I understand it, it's only a matter of time before I start to play at the upper end, but that quickly with such a hardcore franchise, I don't know. Onyx is a pretty high fucking rank, man. I was expecting gold, you know what I mean? But Onyx I'm pretty sure, I looked it up, it's like the second highest fucking rank in the game. That's a little, I don't know about that. I just got here. And I stayed there the whole time. I think I dropped into gold 3, top of gold one time, and then won a couple games, went back into Onyx, and then just stayed there. Almost got out of first tier Onyx. It was Onyx 1 for a while. However it works, I think it's 1 through 5. And then I went up to 2 for a little bit, like a game. I was in Onyx 2 in my lobby for like a match or two. It wasn't very long. Then dropped back down. I was mainly hovering in Onyx 1 the whole time. Maybe that's the way it was for most people. They just stayed within the bracket they were at the whole time, because it does take a decent amount of wins, and there was desyncing issues, which is another thing. The servers in this game are hilariously bad. That shit is unacceptable for Microsoft. I'm sorry. That is I'm gonna bitch about that for a quick minute. That shit is completely wholly unacceptable. They gotta fix that desync and server issue. It's not my internet. It's not your internet. They gotta fix their fucking servers. That's why You don't lose rank for leaving games, by the way, because for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm not big on the technological side of things in game development. I just play the motherfuckers. For whatever reason, all these companies can't seem to differentiate anymore between you leaving the game, opening up your fucking menu, going to leave match, clearly taking it upon yourself, whether it be rage, fucking kids crying, whatever it is, to leave the game of your own agency was your choice, and their servers kicking you out of the fucking game. They can't tell the difference for whatever reason. A disconnect's a disconnect to them. So, voluntary or not. So, we can't have people lose rank because we know our servers are shit and people are going to be disconnecting left, right, and center. And that's exactly what was happening. At least to me. I'll post more of my footage as the days go on, but at least to me, when I was playing Gears, I was getting disconnected like fucking crazy. Like crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, you're definitely, if you played Gears before, you're definitely probably not in the rank you should be. Like my squad, my homie's a veteran, he got placed in gold or some shit like that. Our other homies played Gears before, he's bronze. It's my first game, I'm the highest rank, so.
See what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. It's exactly how the distribution of my squad rolled out. First time we played ranked, my homie who's played the most Gears out of all three of us was gold 3, I think. He was gold something. My other homie was like bronze or some shit. Put him at like silver or bronze or some shit. Who's also played Gears before I had, so he's also more familiar with the franchise than me. And then I get on the game. I'm brand new to the franchise, and I placed the highest rank out of all three. So either I got super lucky during my placement matches, which like I've been gaming the last fucking 25 years. Like, come on, bro. Come on. We all know that the odds of that shit, like the stars would quite literally have to align, gang. I should have bought a lottery ticket. Like, not. For whatever reason, I got placed in Onyx and then just got stuck there. So all of my rank experience on this game so far is just fucking either niggas are super fucking sweaty or they're decent. They're never shit, though. I never get to play shitters.
Can't be right. Something's off. Can't be right. I gotta play these fucking sweats.
Yeah, man, honestly, you know, there's just a few things that I really don't like. I think the power weapons on some maps are a little obnoxious, a little bit much. But I think it's okay for social. I think we really got to look at getting a grip on the power weapons in ranked. Like we just can't have Trigun and shit like that. Like it's silly OP. It's like having, I don't know, fucking Spartan Laser or Sparky or some shit on a ranked match. It's just kind of weird. Everybody's gonna play for it. And not only do you have a Sparky, but you have a sniper rifle on the map too. I don't know, it's just a little bit chaotic for the power weapon distribution in ranked. I feel like it should be like move spawn somewhere super contentious, like the middle of the map instead of the sides. And it should be one weapon, two sets of nades, maybe. You know, like you concussion grenades, Molotovs, and then like snipers up on that one map instead of Trigun. No more Trigun. You get sniper. That's it. If no sniper, you get Trigun. That's it. But both is fucking ridiculous because you get one, you get the other. Especially if you go for Trigun first, you're gonna go get the sniper. It's easy as fuck to go get the sniper. So I don't know. There's some things like that. In particular, the forward A. Glad I got an instance of that on my cam. Of like, I just skipped that guy's cover. It was so confusing that both he and me were confused by what I did because neither of us expected me to do that. And then I just adjusted faster because it happened in my benefit, not his, and killed him. That's cheap as fuck. He got robbed out of that kill. That's weird. You know, I don't really, just because it benefited me doesn't mean I'm incapable of realizing that it might be a problem down the road. The 6-shot Nasher and the Nasher being like super gib heavy in this game. I've watched Gears of War 3 gameplay. I haven't played it. I've watched quite a bit now. I've watched it. Like I want to say like 20 hours of gameplay. I paid very close attention, but I've watched it. It seemed like not every kill happened in Gib range. Not every kill for the Nasher. Okay, it's again very limited amount of watching. I'm being honest, telling you guys all the facts. You can criticize me how you want, but it just seems like not every kill for the Nasher happened in Gib range. Seems like in this game, everything is going to be dependent on the Gib range. And as I post more of my footage, you guys will see in the coming days of like people holding their shots. We're both trying to hold our shots and wait for Gib range. It's super awkward, dude. I'm telling you, super awkward. Like it's noticeably from what I've the very limited gameplay I've watched of the old franchise compared to the new, compared to E-Day. It's very awkward to have two people hold their shot as common and as often as is what's I'm seeing. I've had dudes who I'm pop shotting, I'm 2 shots deep, like one more shot and I would have killed him. Like it's crazy that he bot walked me like this and just didn't shoot and just waits until he's right in front of my face, gets lucky I miss, something happens, and he goes and gives me. But he thinks that was the right play 9 times out of 10. Where in reality is I feel like if the game worked more as intended or more like the older gears, that wouldn't be the correct way to play all the time. Holding your shot would be a situational thing rather than like on every gunfight, I can literally bait somebody into pop shot range. You can do this. I swear to God. You can bait them into pop shot range, make them shoot. If you're decent enough, up a bot walk, something to get close quick enough in between that time of shooting, and you can just give them. It's a super viable way to play the game. You'll go positive more often than not doing what I just said. You don't really got to get into the movement or go pick up power weapons. Just bait somebody with their Nasher to shoot you in an appropriate range, like a pop shot, 2 shot range, like the old gears, like people were doing when this game the first few days of beta, the first day of beta, like where you can go for you're hitting most of the pellets, 2 shots, the nigga should go down. It's an easy, straight up bread and butter kill. Like the Nasher's still gonna do it faster than the Lancer at that range. It's a common thing. It's a common engagement range. It's a common thing that happens. It's straightforward. He'll eat that first shot, walk within Gib range, pull the trigger, and kill you. And this will happen to you enough times to the point where you will stop trying to shoot him and hold your shot too. So what happens is 2 players hold their shot until they get within that overly gracious trade period. Yeah, that's why I don't want everything happening at Gib range in this game. That's where the worry really comes from. Is because I don't want a bunch of tournament level sweats holding their shot and they're all like really good and they all go to up A each other and at the same time everybody pulls the trigger and everybody fucking dies. That's a scenario I'm envisioning in my head that could very well happen day one opening tourney of this game if it drops as is. All the sweats are playing cover, playing hard. They all go to up A each other, all within shotgun range. They all pull their shotguns out. It just because it's gears, it happens. Everybody's got their shotgun out at the same time. It's not that hard. It happens, and then they all pull the trigger. And because of the way the game works, and it's all in Gib range, and it's a super gracious period, and these are the best players, they all fucking one shot each other at the same time. Whole lobby goes silent to ghost town until everybody responds. I'm so serious. Full team trades. We're gonna see shit like this if it stays this way. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. And I'm new. I'm new here. I might be talking out my ass, but that's what I envision. Because when I play against players who are better, and it's a weird feeling playing a beta for a game and playing when everybody else is on equal footing, if you will, and watching yourself mentally shake hands with somebody else who's like of the same skill level of you, has the same experience, or is just in particular that good at this game. And you start competing with each other, and you're like, kind of talking but not really, if that makes sense, and you're both of the understanding of like we're gonna hold shots because we know how this goes, and then we trade it, and we're both probably on the other side of our screen not even really mad at the other person but more like yeah, that's kind of crazy because like he gets it, I get it, and that's what it didn't result in a crazy high competitive cover bouncing fight. It resulted in bot walk, hold shot. I don't know, man. That's kind of scary. I just that's kind of scary for like tournament viability. I don't know. Again, I might be talking out the side of my neck, but it happened a lot to me. I don't know. It's That's kind of scary for tournament viability, in my opinion. I don't know, man.
Best stream in the world. You said the best stream in the world? Oh, best drink.
And see, like right there, like why did I hit one pellet and not what happened to center screen? Does that not look like a decent shot you got? It certainly looked better than a one pellet on, right? Like this is what I'm talking about. These are the little things that I noticed that like come on, bro. Pro players are gonna get pissed. It was a quick flick because I thought maybe this guy would dash back this way. That's what I would have done. Split the difference. Make this nigga look two ways at once because he can't. Go the other side of him. But unfortunately for me, I hit him with brain power. He hits me with fucking. I literally hit him on my screen. The blood splats there. Everything. Decent flick. Not a perfect flick. Decent flick, though. Look what happened. Go. Bow. Bow. Right? There's all the pellets. They get engulfed in blood. Hit one pellet. And then he turns and shoots me. Look at this stuff. This is the type of inconsistency. Like, when you get fucked up in play, when you get two people who are very good at playing each other, they're not going to appreciate that. It doesn't look like either of us hit a cleaner shot than the other one. Some reason he walks away with the give and I don't. What? Somebody else do that! And that's not to take anything away from Mr. Furry at 3 a.m. I remember this game. This guy was very fucking annoying. He's a decent player. He's very fucking. I imagine he's got some experience in previous gears. He's a decent player. But, like, he saw it from my POV too, and I'm sure he's had plenty of instances like, yeah, there's some consistency issues. There's some trade issues. There's some problems within that Gib and shotgun combat range, which, if you guys didn't know, is like the most entertaining part of Gears of War. Hence, that's like that's why I'm being such an ass about it. It's like that's the pro scene. Like that's the tournament scene. This is what people are going to show up to watch. Is this at the highest level for the most part? It's the shotgun play at the highest level because it's the funnest part of Gears. It's always been the funnest part of Gears, from what I understand. And now experiencing it, I must admit, niggas got a point. But the way it works in this game is there's some things that aren't going to be too fun to watch nor experience. I'm going to be honest. Like, my friends started watching me up a spam and shit and really get into the movement and get into the game and get sweatier at the game. And he's like, I'm going to be honest, bro, the shit you're doing is the reason why I'm not playing the game. That's what bro told me. He's like, the players like you, the reason why I'm not playing the game right now. Bro got tired of playing the beta. Bro got tired of playing the beta because the players like me using the mobility. And I'm not so sure if it's the wall bouncing he has a problem with because he comes from old Gears of War. It's the way, it's the environment in which it takes place and what that does to the shotgun fights. The way it happens in this game, something about it, and what it does in this game, something about it. It just fucks everything up. It's very weird, and for some people, especially it come from the old Gears, it leaves a sour taste in their mouth. I don't want that. Because yeah, he might come back and play the game for campaign and horde, but if there's no multiplayer for him long term, it's very hard to wash a sour first initial out of somebody's mouth, especially a gamer. So if that initial first impression for him really cooked it, is dead on arrival for him, I can't make it not dead for him. If that's the way it is for him, then like I already have one less nigga to play Gears of War with. Like, and that's just my friend group. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's some work that could be done that makes the environment in which these shotgun fights take place feel less bullshitty, if you will. Because something about it, and people upping you in this game, getting on top of you like that, it gives people like my homie a bullshit impression feeling of the game. And it gives me that feeling sometimes too when I'm playing the game. So I can only imagine if it was like I came from like the Gears is still very new to me. It's the first one I played, and it's the first time I played it or seen it as a conscious adult. Like the last time I saw this franchise on a screen was like fucking 10 years ago. So it's still new and fresh to me and ooh and ah, but like in a year will it be? And would it have been that for me for more than a day if I'd came from Gears of War 3? Probably not. Probably have less patience for this shit. See what I'm saying? So it's like there's some things that could be fixed. And as a new player, the target audience who hasn't played a Gears game, I don't mind some of those things getting. It's all new to me, anyways. Do you see what I mean? Like they could have remade Gears of War 3 bar for bar, band for band with a different story. I wouldn't have cared, gang. It's still new to me. I still would have tried it out. I was gonna try out Gears anyways. Because all my franchises are dead. It's new to me. You see what I mean? Like it's not they don't have to sacrifice their personality to get new players or change it so much that it rubs certain people the wrong way on arrival to get new players. Like I wouldn't have cared if it was roadie running, gang, or sprinting. I was gonna play Gears and try Gears anyways. It's just that simple. The game looks good. It appeals to my masculinity. That's it. I would have tried it anyways. Whether it was the OG Gears feeling or New Age Gears wouldn't have mattered to me. But some of the things about the New Age Gears I might not like versus having the old age shit in there. If we could start with the old age shit, I could tell you what I don't like about that. We could go from there and debate from there. But see, now we kind of have to go backwards because some of the things I don't like here could be fixed, or a vet could come along and explain to me how that's not an issue in the old games because of Y, because of X, because of Z, because they built it this way for a reason. And maybe one of those reasons was the foresight to foresee a problem like that and prevent it from being a thing by building the game this way, tends to be the case most of the time. How many franchises did I just describe? It tends to be the case most of the time. So, I don't really care either way. Like for me, they could have just done the game the way the old games were, and I would have tried it anyways. So they still have time to do really whatever the fuck they want with it. Most of us new players aren't going to care. We aren't going to care. The vets aren't going to care either. Especially if it helps the game long term, like have an esport. The game's more competitively viable, more entertaining to watch, and you get less of the feeling of the wrong type of relatability. We're like, oh, that's relatable because it's the same bullshit I deal with. No, it wants to be, oh, that's relatable because I've had to play like that, or maybe I can play that good. Like, oh, people want to aspire, not watch pro play and be like, this is the same bullshit that pisses me off every day. I feel like we have too much of a vibe of this is the same bullshit that pisses me off every day. At least enough for like my homie to be like, ah, man, I don't even want to keep playing the beta. And I know it's anecdotal, but my homies ain't the only ones. So and again, new players, we don't care if the game is give a fuck. Shit's still gonna be bloody and gory anyways. So if you want to change some things for the gameplay for the sake of making it feel smoother and better, more esports viable, tone down some of the bullshit with whatever's going on with the shotgun inconsistencies, get the Lancer to a more balanced place. If you want to do those things, really put a lasso on power weapons and rank, I won't care. New players won't fucking care. Especially if it makes the game better. We won't care.
No, they suck. You don't suck. They suck. I don't know how they didn't kill you. That he was chasing you. Y'all just came in and cleaned them up.
See, and sometimes that'll down somebody, right? Sometimes, like, because that's not even all the time. It's so weird. And the pellet indicators, I don't know how. It's so weird. So weird. And then he downs. And then there's other times I'm sure you guys have played where that would not have downed that nigga. I'm sure some people watched that and said, how? See that? Did you guys see that? Just so you know, for future reference, this is what I'm talking about. This is before I learned what I was saying earlier. Don't push cover like this. Don't do what I do. Fuck up. When you push cover like that, especially if it's the same wall as their cover, a shared wall, let's say, you need to back A there and stand up and get out of gib range so they shoot you and hit marker you, not one shot you, and then get in gib range and kill them. This is why I say that. That's why you want to up A here, then back A to keep yourself out of gib range. That's why I say that. Look at me. I just missed because I'm bad. Excuse that, but look at him. He's on cover. He still thinks he's safe. Probably because I missed. He's on cover. This is probably a nigga that played Gears 3 or some shit. He's on cover. Like, cover works like it did, I'm sure it did back in the day, where you couldn't just shoot over it. I could just shoot this nigga in the fucking face now. I could just shoot him straight over the car. I don't know if this was always a thing, but like in a hard cover shooter, you're typically not able to do this. I'm like pretty sure I can't do this in Division. There's spots of the person's head you can hit, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like you have to hit it if you've ever played Division, which I have quite a bit. So much so that I got my account hacked and still got back on and got all my shit back. So I played a lot of hardcover gaming in the sense of playing the Division, but I've never shot somebody over cover like this. Not in PvP. That shit's crazy. By the time he could get up and realize that his cover is useless, he's dead anyways. So that's what I'm talking about. When you play cover, just know defense is lesser to offense in this game. Categorically. For that reason, cover is not a safe haven where you can be annoying anymore. Even if that nigga was bouncing around, it doesn't matter. I can walk right up to him. So people can up-wire cover now, climb on top of it. People can just shoot over it. So the game is really going to be more about wall bouncing, in particular with the up A, the forward A, to cover as much distance as possible to get yourself off their screen or out of their line of pellets. It's really going to be mostly what this game's about, which is cool until you realize that we got the trading issue on top of that, the center screen shooting compared to the barrel shooting, and a couple other things on top of that, power weapons. Like, and then you start to see we got some stacking problems. So I'm not saying the game's all bad, has no potential in hating. By no means. I think this game has a serious chance to succeed. I enjoyed my time on the beta. Amongst a lot of frustration, I did enjoy my time in the beta. But there's some problems here that, like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy my time over the next year. But I want to. So I'm going to speak up now. You know, these are things I see that might be an issue long term, especially when it comes to pro and tournament play. I don't think it's a good idea to have people shooting over people's cover like that. I don't think that's good for what that means for defensive play and cover long term in the game, especially when you get to be playing with a lot better players. I just don't Personally, think that's a good thing. But that's just a little bit of my yap. Just wanted to yap y'all for a minute. But yeah, that's it. See ya.